We got this from Axios. Democratic Rep Sheila Phyllis McCormick indicted. Can you believe it? A Democrat indicted. You know what, guys? I can't do it. Let's talk about this. Winter storm warning is 24 inches of snow to hit. This is infinitely more interesting to me at this point. I got to be honest that a winter storm is coming. Maybe I'll go skiing. But no, the real story is, yes, a Democrat funneled $5 million stolen from FEMA, according to the indictment, to her company and to her congressional campaign. Heavens me, a Democrat cheated and stole money from the government to get elected. Sure. One of the big theories that many individuals have had is that USAID funds were being shuffled around through what they would do is they would hire some lawyers or some nonprofits. Yeah. Then those nonprofits would make donations to foundations, which would funnel the money to a PAC, which would then work to get a Soros DA or Democrat elected. I am not surprised to find out that the DOJ has now indicted someone who stole, allegedly, $5 million in FEMA payments to fund her congressional campaign.
Look, the closing of USAID was one of the worst things to happen to the Democrat Party in probably modern history. And I think that this kind of stuff is strong circumstantial evidence, at least.
Yeah, well, you had things like professional hula hoop dancing in Zimbabwe, $10 million. And I'm like, that wasn't going to the Zimbabwe guy. That was going to somebody else to fund their campaign. And to be honest, it kind of seems like I should go into politics because that's a lot of money.
That is a lot.
And what if maybe you won't get caught?
you know what the weirdest thing to me about all these politicians is just it's not good money. I mean, technically, if you're like for half of members of Congress, you don't make that much money. You're not gonna make a lot. If you're famous like AOC, soon as she leaves, I think people are already assuming she's probably well off now because she's got the opportunity of speaking events or whatever it is. I don't know if she actually does that stuff, but you look at the Pelosi's and it's like, come on, a couple $100 million. Yeah, come on. But for the most part, I see a lot of members of Congress, and I'm like, why fight so hard and work so incessantly for nothing? And I got just to clarify, there are members of Congress I think actually believe in what they're doing, but a lot of these guys just seem to be cutting backroom deals for nothing.
Yeah, and I agree, but also I think for some of them, power is the currency that they're after. And also, maybe all of them have the opportunity to get wealthy, whether it's through above board means or below board means. But also, some of them, while they might be power hungry, they're also just stupid people. Like a lot of these folks, they haven't run successful businesses. Some of them are lifelong politicians, which kind of says like, well, all right, you don't know how to do much else, but you're after power.
Well, that's what AOC is going to be.
Bernie.
She was a bartender beforehand. I don't think she had any other serious employment, and she, got into her seat because there was a runoff election or whatever, something. I think I'm not sure the specifics, but she's not going to do anything else. She's going to be in politics for the rest of her life.
That means they're not the stupid people. That means that they're like, I'm dumb and I'm making a ton of money. It's like the things like, who's the smartest teacher at a school? Is it and everybody says the science teacher? No, it's the gym teacher, because they get to make all the same money that the science teacher does, and they just get to play in the gym all day.
Yeah.
So, they're very smart at making money despite being stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's insane that it's 2025 and probably over 80% of people or Americans agree that there needs to be some form of term limits, and it still hasn't existed.
So I'm not one of the people that agrees about term limits, because I think that when you're dealing with Congress, who's, every 2 years, like everyone hates Congress, but everyone hates Congress except for their own specific congressperson. The thing that they hate about Congress is there's 435 members and they find it difficult to agree and it's hard to get things passed. And really, when they say, oh, I hate Congress because they don't get anything done, for the most part, they're saying, I hate the fact that the things that I want don't get done. Because if there were a bunch of stuff getting done that they hated, they'd be like, oh, I hate Congress because they're doing all these things that negatively affect my life. The problem is the federal government is not supposed to be doing probably 90% of the things that it does, and a lot of the power that Congress has had, they've abdicated, right? Like the power to declare war or when it comes to, any kind of international conflict, Congress has the power to do that stuff. But they don't want to, because if they vote on something, then they have to face their constituents. So that's why they give the power to the president and said, oh, let's go ahead and give the president an authorization to use military force. And the president, multiple presidents have now used that AUMF to justify whatever they want to do internationally whenever it comes to the military. So it's I do understand why people would say, well, term limits would fix this, but I don't think term limits would actually fix anything. I don't think that it would make people happy because I don't think that people have a clear understanding of what it is that they're unhappy about with Congress.
I think term limits, I agree, it wouldn't fix everything. I don't think it would fix most things. But one thing it would fix is when you have a puppet up there like Feinstein or Mitch McConnell, where people are literally playing Weekend at Bernie's. I think there's a little deception there where, yes, they are the ones elected to represent their constituents, but also they don't seem to be running the show at their office.
Here's another one where I'm going to take a ton of heat from the chat for saying this. As much as people want to go ahead and dog on Mitch McConnell is the reason why the conservatives have been able to, why President Trump and conservatives have had the ability to appoint so many judges to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has done a lot of things that conservatives
But
like.
just one. He blocked Garland.
He blocked Garland, but
So he got them the 6-3 instead of the 5-4.
yeah, the 6-3, which I don't know what the specific what the things were that happened when it was just 6-3, but Mitch McConnell really did know the House very well, and he's a significant reason why a lot of the policies that conservatives like were passed.
Trump should have put Matt Gaetz on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, well, Phil, you clearly work for Israel. I hate you. How dare you say anything kind about Mitch McConnell? What is
$7,000 for that?
Oh God, yeah, right.
It's
I literally
close enough
heard
to
his
Israel.
I heard his Cash App go off.
yeah.
It's Apple
There it
Pay
is.
actually.
There it is. Yeah.
Apple Pay chime.
But no, I mean seriously, like I get it's popular to dog out Congress and stuff, but a lot of people, they don't understand the way that the government works. This is part of the reason why people are so upset with Trump for a lot of things, right? They're like, Trump hasn't done enough, Trump hasn't done this, Trump hasn't done that. And it's because the president doesn't have unilateral authority to just walk in and say, do this, do this, do this. He's done a lot of the things that he has the power to do, he's done. And he's set in motion to get a lot of the things that he made promises about. He set the things in motion. Now, granted, he hasn't just wrapped up a bunch of people and thrown them in jail, but that's not a realistic expectation. And again, I know that I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I know I'm getting excoriated for saying this, but no one likes to know how the sausage is made. No one spends time looking into, why does Congress do the things they do?
To be fair, back in the day when butchers made real sausage, everybody was interested. But now that saying largely refers to when they throw the cow into a giant grinder that turns it into a pink paste and then squeeze it into a tube of intestines, nobody wants to watch that happen. My point is, if you go way back in the day, people were very interested in the honest functioning of our government electoral representatives, and now it's all crooked, corrupt, and busted, and everybody hates it.
I also think that a part of it is like right now with the economy being the way that it is, that people might be more forgiving of him not putting people in prison, despite the fact that we know that that's not a realistic expectation for a lot of it. They might be focusing on that less if they felt like the economy was doing better, which, he keeps saying is doing great, and, Wall Street is doing great. And a lot of people are like, yeah, that's not true, bro. Like,
Oh, wait, this came out the other day. This is Thomas Massey's first bill to be signed by Trump.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
he doesn't know yet. He finds out. He's like, never mind.
Yeah.
Like, they can keep calling me a pedophile. I don't care. Massey gets nothing.
I mean, Trump's been insulting Massey in non-political ways,
Is
Bad look.
Man, and Thomas Massey, is he maybe the most beloved member of Congress?
I don't know. The core right doesn't like him. The left doesn't care much for him at all, but the libertarians love him.
Most of the time when I hear him talk, it's what I wish every politician would say. He's just real. And I love Trump, and I don't love Trump insulting Massey and making him an enemy. I just don't like it.
Massey has chickens.
How bad could he be?
That's it.
That's right.
That's,
I like that.
That's it.
That's the tweet.
That's it.
And
That's
he went and got a Tesla battery from a car, from a Model S, and he powers his home with it. He's got solar panels. He did it all himself.
The actual point I was going to make is, aside from the joke that just having chickens is good enough, but no, he has the Klux capacitor, which is he built this chicken coop that slowly moves. And so the chickens always have fresh grass.
Oh, that's cool.
Wild. This guy's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Phil, do you want to offer a retraction on your freaking McConnell statement yet?
No,
Dude, you were sticking. Okay.
I don't.
That's who you are.
Generally, the idea is that Massey won't vote for anything that expands the debt in this country, right?
And he's right. It's wild that we are in we live in a house where mom and dad keep racking up debt on the credit card and arguing over how much more they can spend on a credit card, and we're just sitting here being like, sooner or later the bill comes due.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing it with inflation. Right now, the median income, I looked it up, is $83,000. That doesn't mean people have more money to buy stuff with. It means everything's more expensive.
The median the median income in America?
Yeah.
Wow.
Trump's strategy, and he said this before, is to be under-leveraged, meaning he doesn't care if inflation is high so long as individual income is higher. So that means the prices of houses are going to reach $1 million, but don't worry, Gen Z. Hopefully, you have $1 million salary at some point. Then you can buy a house in a year or two.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the game plan. We're all going to be Scrooge McDuck with Zimbabwe dollars, but don't worry, we'll have enough of them to buy things.
When I first moved down here, an ounce of gold was like $2,000, $2,100, and gold is now $4,000, and that was 3 years ago.
Wow. $4,084. What's silver at? $51. I got this thing of silver right here. Wow.
Gold is a really good indicator because it's basically a store of value. You know, if you buy gold, the price of gold compared to the dollar generally stays the same. But, you know, the government isn't going to stop printing money. And they're probably going to end up printing a lot of money to pay the debt. And the dollar is just going to, you know, crash. And hopefully it doesn't crash too hard.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're going to pass the buck off on whatever the next administration is in office.
Which is, I mean, look, Gen Z is really pissed off at the boomers, and Gen Alpha is going to be even more under duress because of it. It's not looking good because the boomers have really been terrible stewards of the economy and terrible stewards of the United States, and they're leaving the younger generations, which are significantly smaller than the boomers, like they're leaving them with the responsibility of paying for it. And it's
crazy,
a horrible,
dude.
horrible situation.
Because they want to go on a cruise and own 2 homes.
Yeah, they want to own multiple homes and they want to, you know, have a you know, Airbnb it, you know.
I have this stack of silver. Look how beautiful this is. Legit silver. And man, when I bought this stuff, I think it was like $18. That wasn't that long ago.
Now?
It's $50.
Yeah.
This is $50. This is wild. This is $1,000, right? This is crazy. This whole thing was $200 when I bought it.
Wow.
That is not saying, wow, I made a great investment. My silver has gone up in value. It's saying everything's collapsing around it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I take that back. To be fair, silver is getting more expensive because data centers and electric cars consume a lot of silver, and they're buying it up. So,
Yeah, but
Indeed.
the problems that we're facing, they're all based on economics. Even the influx of immigrants, it's because of the economics of it.
But that's
Because
my point when he's talking about this stuff and he's saying like the economy is doing great and prices are down. It's like everybody knows that that's not true, and it's like it would be better to just be like, we're working on it.
Yep.
It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to get through it as a country. But instead, pretending like everything is okay.
That's what Biden did.
Yeah.
And that's part of one of the reasons why Biden lost is because they were telling Americans that were suffering. They were like, no, it's actually okay. The economy's doing fine, et cetera. And Americans are just like, no, like I'm the one that goes and buys my groceries and it's not okay. Like my paycheck doesn't go as far as it used to. It's not okay. It is never a good idea to tell the American people that they are not suffering when they're suffering.
thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.